All right, welcome back to Man. We are here in an amazing place today. We are have the great fortunes of here being together, me and Cedric Edison, myself, Ron Servin. We've got an amazing guest today, Caton. She has been kind of watching from afar and offering such wonderful words of the beautiful things we've been putting out there. So we expressed and we're hoping to have her enjoy this conversation with us. So tonight she is here, the amazing Karen Caton.
Hello, everybody.
And we are so excited about that. We've definitely been looking to expand what we've been doing and putting out there. And this is kind of another step in a different direction for us, and one we're hoping to continue to pursue. And tonight's topic was actually kind of inspired by Karen as well. And the conversation tonight is around being a superhero, what that kind of represents in your life, you being your own superhero, kind of what superpowers you have, what superpowers that that you see in others, and how that represents strength and vulnerability, and some of the other topics that we've talked about in this conversation. So let's jump right into it. So Karen, again, welcome to you. Amazing to have you here. But yeah, shut up. Just very, very interested in when you kind of look at yourself, and whether it's a actual fictional character that's out there now, or this amazing character that you've created in your mind. I'm interested to hear you kind of share, who are you as a superhero, and what types of superpowers do you have?
I love this topic so much. I think we don't spend enough time thinking about the amazing gifts that we all share. You don't have to wear a cape. You don't have to have incredible strength to be super and extraordinary. So, in the last 7 years, I've thought a lot about really what is my superpower? And I'll go to what superhero I really connect with in a sec, but my superpower is I have this amazing ability to see greatness in other people and feel it in other people. And my whole life, I've been able to have this connection with people that's very, very real. The problem for me is that I didn't actually know how to use that amazing ability to see my own greatness. And it took a really long time for me to be able to develop the strength and the courage to look at myself with the same kind of skill that I look at other people with. And it wasn't until then that I was really able to kind of utilize this power of being able to see greatness and show people their greatness and create lasting impact and change. So that's kind of what my superpower is. And it's kind of awesome. As far as what superhero I connect with, I mean, come on. Wonder Woman, hello. I mean, hello. How lucky am I that this movie just came out? This movie came out and I was like, look at this person, this woman. She is strong. She is capable. She is fierce, but she is full of heart and bravery. And so that's my own superpower, and that's the superhero I connect with and try to live in that same way every single day.
And I think it's interesting that you're kind of brought up that character. I mean, not that you wouldn't connect with a woman, but I think being here today, and I think me and Cedric kind of look at us as being authentic, powerful, honest men. And here you are as a woman, I guess most superheroes are men, as far as the comic book world. And here you are with, two men that are trying to create change in other people's lives, and you're kind of stepping up and being that person that's kind of connecting with what we're doing, as well as a shout out to the women out there that can step into their own power. So I'm interested in how or what type of kryptonite might be kind of something that lurks in the corner of your life that kind of sucks that energy from you, or that you have to kind of be aware of, and how it may impact your ability to be this best version of yourself and being this amazing Wonder Woman.
I think that there's a kind of common kryptonite in all of us. And that common kryptonite is our ability not to own that amazingness that lies inside of us. So say like you're a person that creates beautiful art, right? And that's this superpower you have, that you're super artful. If you're not able to see your art as amazing, you're not going to be able to see art in the world as amazing. So I think that my biggest kryptonite really is that moment, those voices that come into my head that make me question, am I great? Am I great? I'm able to see all this greatness in other people, but am I great? Like, that's the thing that holds me back. And so I have to use my superpower and be like, wait a second, I see this greatness in others. I can see it in myself. Owning that space is really the most important thing that I have to do, that keeps that superpower powerful and keeps the kryptonite at bay.
So I had another question before I turn it over to Cedric, just because it was on my mind. So if you were to look at the other kind of the normal superheroes that are out there that we all are aware of, is there one that resonates with you as far as somebody that you feel connected to because of that kind of energy that you get from that person? It may not be the energies that you possess, but something that you kind of admire as far as, somebody that's a superhero as well, that you feel attracted to or feel like that's something that brings out the best in you.
There are so many great examples. I mean, you could go down the list. I mean, Iron Man, Superman. And the common thing that in superheroes that I am attracted to, it's almost always the one that have senses of humanity that are greater than anything. Right. Like, I remember seeing Superman for the first time. He was this normal dude, right? Yeah. Glasses, tie, working at the paper. It was, this normal guy, but he was ready to save the world. And he was just a normal guy. So like, I connect with those superheroes that have this amazing sense of humanity, but are so relatable and so who I am, like Superman. That would probably be on the top of the list because that's where my brain went. So that's got to be it, Superman.
And almost a little bit of that struggle between, being Clark Kent that had to kind of be reserved and not really let people know who he was, is, kind of moving into this amazing, person is able to save lives and just be this, incredible person. So yeah, kind of a conflict, I guess, to a certain extent of how do I, kind of keep this under wraps and not let people know who I am. And I guess some of the things that we kind of can connect with in our lives of, kind of not sometimes sharing all the things about ourselves that feel good. And that's been sometimes my struggle. So yeah, I think that's awesome. Awesome connection. So I know Cedric's got lots of awesome things to say.
I mean, look at those glasses. Yes, I am so excited right now. I can't wait to hear.
Well, when I purchased them, they were glasses, but last November they became fear blockers, and it's a part of my costume as a superhero, my superhero.
Nice.
I just thought about it, and I was like, hey, I remember those. Like the first time I faced my very biggest fear. But I'm kind of curious though. Speaking on the kryptonite and seeing weaknesses there, I'm curious to know, Karen, when you experience this, are you in the moment and you can kind of witness that kryptonite, zapping you? One, are there, like, what are some of the identifiers for you? And I mean, I have Superwoman here, so I have to ask. I'm sure people want to know. What are your identifiers? And when you realize those, what are some of the things Wonder Woman does to set herself up for success?
Here is the biggest identifier. If I realize that it's my brain talking and not my heart, that is something that I've had to pay attention to and learn how to do a little bit over years, where this is going to sound kind of weird, but I almost have this other voice in my head, and it sounds younger than I am. I mean, I'm 46 years old, but it sounds a lot younger sometimes. And it's this voice of like, you're not good enough, or nobody's going to believe you, or nobody's going to want to hire you as a coach, or whatever these things that come up. And I'm able to identify that now and stop talking with letting my brain do the talking and letting the most powerful piece of me do the talking, which is my heart and my gut, because that's where your superpower lies. It lies here. It doesn't lie here at all. So that's the most important thing that I do to kind of keep the kryptonite at bay.
Okay.
So Karen, I'm interested when the women in your life, how do you step up in their lives? And because obviously women this day and age with, the whole Me Too movement and just all the things that are coming out in the world today, a great time to obviously be a woman, just kind of knowing there's so many voices that are willing now to speak up. So when you experience women in your life, in your everyday life that are still kind of struggling with, kind of how they step forward, knowing you have this, kind of insight on who you are and what you're able to bring out in yourself, how do you see yourself and what steps do you take to kind of initiate that early process, maybe even in a coaching situation or, in a friendship situation where they're not willing or not able to at this point to kind of take that first step?
I think what you guys are doing is actually sort of the cornerstone. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. And that is this incredible sense of vulnerability. Even as women, we get guarded and we hold ourselves back. We're the queens, literally, of smiling and nodding and going, yeah, it's great. I'm good. Everything's fine. And I think that really how I show up is, Cedric and I were talking offline before the call, and I said, really our mess is our magic. And so when I'm present with the women in my life, whether it's in a coaching situation, whether it's with my 2 teenage daughters, whether it's with the female clients I have, the male clients I have, I show up, and I show up vulnerably and messy and real. And it's unbelievable, just like for you guys, when you're vulnerable, people go, I need to know these guys. Same thing as me. And it's an amazing thing to be able to do. And that's allows people to show up in their messiness and shine their superpowers. That mess that you show up with, that's not perfect, that allows everybody to just be real. Is really where the magic is.
And you shared with me, Karen, the other day, just kind of your story of where you were and where you are now, and that was just such a beautiful share that you provided with me. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Now knowing you're in, you're one of the videos you put out there where you just kind of stepped out and said, I'm moving forward, full speed ahead, and I just so remember just kind of you putting yourself out there. So I'm interested in, I guess, wanting to give you a little space, knowing that you're this superhero, you're this mom of two amazing girls, you're kind of living a new chapter in your life. I just want to give you the opportunity to kind of share with the audience who you are as a coach, your superhero powers as a coach, because I think obviously those can carry from your life as it is into what you offer to clients. So I think, those that are listening in might be interested in at least know a little bit more about, a little bit about the type of people that you're looking to work with.
What's amazing about being kind of a newer coach is that that's sort of an evolution. It's kind of like writing this business plan of your coaching. Like you have this idea when you start and you're like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to work with this type of person and I'm going to be a health coach and it's going to be awesome. And then all of a sudden, you just realize that that's just not the way it is. That's not how life is. And so as a coach, I'm sort of still evolving. And what I'm finding is that that I'm coaching people, women who are on their path of discovering, particularly women. I'm also a personal trainer, so I have male clients too, but I'm more coaching only women. Women who are on their path to looking for what their superpower is because they've hidden it and haven't created the space or the time or had the energy to uncover that greatness that's inside of them. I just recently hosted this women's circle, and really the platform was, what is your superpower? What are your limiting beliefs? And who are you? Where are you going? Why are you going that direction? And how the heck are you going to get there? So as a coach, because I've had this past that has been sort of challenging, I'd had no idea who I was for a very, very long time. And sharing that story with women allows them to go, oh, I can do that too. And so I'm just finding and attracting by having authentic conversations, like Cedric, you were saying earlier, having just plain old authentic conversations about growing and developing who I am in my body and my heart. Women who are on that same journey and who are looking for somebody that's like a beacon, a lighthouse that says, I've been there, now I'm going that direction. I'm keeping going that direction, and I'm asking them to come with me. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's who I'm attracting these days. And I'm super excited because I'm going to be leading women on an amazing empowerment adventure in December to Cambodia to run the Angkor Wat Half Marathon.
I was reading that story. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So like my coaching is evolving. My love of the human body and the physical body and women and feeling powerful in your body, no matter what your physical abilities or capabilities are, coupled with travel and getting outside of your comfort zones. Like my everything is just evolving as far as my coaching, but that's the direction I'm going.
I had one last question that I'm going to give Cedric an opportunity. I don't know if you've heard the one song by Beyonce. It's called, I think it's called The Hero. Kind of a song that really resonates with my wife because she's always been, kind of everybody else's hero. And in the song, it talks about, who is your hero. So my last question to you is, who's your hero in your life?
Oh my gosh, this is such a hard question. And it's hard because I have so many amazing mentors in my life, people who have lighted the path for me. Certainly my mother. My mother was is still a beautiful and vulnerable and amazing, kind and empathetic woman. And so I learned those skills from my mother, and she's able to see, her superpower is being able to see things in people and shine their greatness back to them too. But I have had beautiful friends in my life, and my sister, there's a very good friend of mine. Her name is Andrea Ross. She runs the travel company that I'm going to be working with a little bit in December. And just a strong, kind, empathetic, powerful mother and businesswoman. There's so many, but those are the few there.
Okay, cool. So I'm kind of thinking now, space not an issue. On your tombstone, what would it read? And how would you like to be remembered?
Oh, I love this question. It's so hard. You guys already did this on a podcast not that long ago, I think. Yes. Now you're posing. I remember listening to that being like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I would answer that question. Oh, I would want it to say something to the effect of, oh, this almost makes me a little weepy, you guys.
We're good with that. We cry.
I know, oh, yeah. My goodness. Here lies Karen, kind, empathetic, powerful, fierce, strong, loving mother, partner, friend, and coach who made a difference in the world. I think that's good. That would be good. Gosh, if it said that, that would be great.
I think it will.
Awesome, Seth. Thank you.
Awesome. So, Karen, any closing comments in this part one of our superhero conversation? I'd be interested to kind of see, kind of you have any last thoughts or ahas or kind of words of wisdom, maybe.
I think for anybody listening, I think your viewers, the people who follow me, always look for the things about you that are great. If you want to find things about you that aren't great, you'll be able to find them. Take the time to cultivate the amazing things that lie inside you that make a difference to the people around you. Cultivate it because it's there. Each one of us have it, and each one of us have the ability to share it and to make change and create space for vulnerability, empathy, and change in the world.
Love that.
Awesome.
Great. Well, thank you very much for your share. We've so enjoyed that.
Thanks, guys.
Cedric,
I appreciate it.
Cedric, any last comments from you?
Man, I'm still honestly, like, I'm still floating just on the fact that we have Karen. I'm like on cloud nine. I'm like, man, we have a pretty cool guest and it's a pretty cool topic. I'm like, I'm just here. So hey, enjoy the moment. Enjoy the moment. Be present. And I honestly believe that can help if you're one of those that don't know your power. Just kind of stop and just be aware of just the now, and things will start to come and it'll develop over time. And then, you'll realize that, hey, I can shoot fire from my eyes. Oh, hey, I got super strength, and it'll come to you.
Which is a great closing comment from you, Cedric, because part 2, listeners, we're going to be speaking with Cedric on his amazing superpower strengths and some weaknesses I'm sure we'll talk about as well. So with that, we will bid you adieu, and we'll see you next time.
All right, until next time, guys, as usual.
Ciao. Thanks for having me, gentlemen.